Welcome to episode 14 of the Action Takers podcast. I'm your co-host, Nate. We got JC here as always. JC, how you doing?
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
Dude, I'm doing okay. I just got back from California for a small family trip. A little vacation is what a lot of people call it. I'm a bit worn out. We made the mistake. The biggest mistake we ever made was we took a red eye from California to Georgia, which means we lost 3 hours. Which means I lost 3 hours on a plane, which really means I only slept for like 2 hours, and I was just absolutely fucked yesterday. But I'm feeling better today. I'm kind of got my energy back. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. Freaking hot as hell today, but it's loving it out here. It's doing good. But man, yeah, so you need like a vacation from your vacation, it sounds like. Just didn't even get to enjoy yourself or what?
Dude, that's what's like crazy about what they call vacations, right? We went out to California for a wedding, and we had the opportunity to spend some time with some family and stuff. And it just is, when you leave a place that you spent so many years at, like, you just are kind of thrown back into the old like life. And dude, it absolutely just drives me fucking crazy. Because while we're there, like, we have a list of 15 fucking people we have to see. So what does that mean? Well, we got to check every box, and it's like, we got to visit the taco truck guy. We got to visit, your buddies and your family and the wineries that you want. And yes, I agree. You need a vacation from vacation. If anyone's out there and they're working a job or they're running a business, just take your vacation and then just take like 3 more days after it and fucking get the shit you want to get done, or enjoy what you want to enjoy in the world. Because holy shit, it was cool. But you're right, it was fucking hotter than shit out in California. As soon as I got off the plane, like, my nose is bleeding, like, I'm dry as shit, I'm all ashy, dude. You guys need some precipitation out there.
Yeah, we could use a little bit, but you went to a wedding, I went to a wedding. Good old weddings. I haven't been to a wedding in a few years, so it was nice to go to one. I was actually in it, so there's a lot more to do for the couple days of the wedding than just showing up, watching it, eating some food, and taking off. But I don't know. What were your thoughts on weddings?
Well, it is as a business sense, it's like the best thing in the fucking world. Like, we were out there at this one particular venue, and it was amazing. It was absolutely beautiful. It was gorgeous. Everything about it was awesome. Except the fact that, like, one of the bartenders is like, "This is the first time I've done this in a while." And I'm like, "What? Like, what? Are you new to bartending at a wedding? Like, what's going on?" And he's like, "Oh no, with COVID, for the last 2 years, we haven't had any weddings." And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I forgot like how bad it was in California. Like, people were still terrified. Like, I saw signs at the wedding like, social distance, and when you're having sex, wear a mask. And you're like, what are we doing here? So, dude, weddings as a business wise, like, I think it's come back with a fucking vengeance. Like, just the sheer production level of the fucking wedding itself, like the food and the dresses and the fucking tuxes and the groomsmen and brides. I mean, all of these things like that went into this thing. Like, my wife was in the wedding and she had to start getting ready for it like 8 hours before it actually even started. And I got up from my nap about 30 minutes before the wedding, got my kid dressed, and we fucking crawled out of bed, fresh pressed suit on, and fucking got after it. But dude, what is your take on the business side of weddings? You were just at one in California. I'm guessing it was at a winery. What was your take on the business side of things? And because a couple years ago we weren't doing what we were doing, and now we are, and it's like I at least see like a shitload of opportunity in the actual wedding space.
Oh, I mean, there is. I mean, so obviously it's these couples, one of the biggest days of their lives. So everything is at a premium, whether it's food, the DJ, drinks, usually got a photographer or videographer, the venue. I mean, the suits, dresses. Like, I mean, there is so much that goes into it, and so many different businesses that are involved in this one wedding. Um, so yeah, I mean, from the business side of it, depending on what you do, it's definitely it's a premium. If you're just a caterer, you cater all kinds of events, but weddings, I think there's usually an extra 2 to 3 times more that they charge, because it is, a special day for those couples. They're willing to pay that premium. Um, so yeah, from a business standpoint, it's definitely a good thing to capitalize now that COVID is over. There are a lot more weddings. So yeah, these venues, everyone that was kind of in, these industries, I'm sure they've taken a hit the past couple of years because losing out on doing weddings. It's I'm sure they're happy it's back. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good opportunity. It is intense because sometimes the couples can be very emotional, especially the brides. So if you are part of the business side of it, whatever you're offering your service, you definitely have to be ready to roll with punches and the personalities and the ups and the downs. And one thing that did happen, and man, if this does happen to you, I don't know how you can continue. So at the wedding I was at, the freaking 4-tier cake fell over right as the bride arrived to the wedding before the wedding's about to start. So if your cake that you made, that you charged, and from what they were saying, they paid $600 for this cake. $600 cake fell over at their wedding. So that review, I don't know how their business can go on. I mean, you mess up one cake at someone's wedding, you can't be trusted to make cakes anymore for weddings. What do you think? I mean,
dude, I've had, so at my wedding ourselves, like we had a cake mishap, and it was just one of those things, dude. Like we had sheet cakes like on ready. Like we went to Costco and like kind of had a backup plan. Cause dude, I've heard this fucking horror story, and the people that you want to get your cake with, it's either like, it seems like there's two different price points. There's like the $2,000 cake that literally is from the expert. It's from freaking Joe Wan's fucking, wedding cake bakery. And then there's the person down the street that's got a sister or brother or someone in the family, their neighbor, someone makes fucking wedding cakes. And they can show you a laundry list of fucking Instagram photos. And they're like, oh my God, their cakes are amazing. And good news, it's only $600. And then, the thing fucking tips over. Like that ain't good. Dude, I would lose my mind if that fucking happens. $600 on the ground? Are you kidding me? I might tell everyone, like, fucking pick that shit up. 5-second rule. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's $600.
I mean, there was still some cake left. We got to have some cake, but it was just from the bottom, the bottom part. It was like the top 2 or 3 layers is what fell over. So it was good cake, by the way. I mean, it tasted well, the part that didn't fall on the ground. But yeah, I mean, that's in the worst timing possible, right? Like right as the bride was coming up, getting ready to walk down the aisle, this cake topples over. So, I mean, it couldn't have been a worse time. It could have happened a little bit later, a little bit sooner, but man, right as she was getting ready to go. So,
dude, that's why you don't have an ice cream cake, okay? In California in the middle of summer, all right? It was fucking hot, all right? I don't know if it was an ice cream cake. I wasn't at the wedding,
it wasn't, but still it was hot. So I'm sure that frosting and all that stuff is probably supposed to hold everything in. It was definitely getting a little soft.
Oh, shit. Dude, I was just so shocked at the wedding that we were at. Like, just the venue itself, but then the surrounding venues that absolutely were like, that supported the actual event, like the wineries and the fucking tasting rooms and the Airbnbs and the hotels and the restaurants and stuff. All of those things were affected. And all I kept thinking about was, we paid a shitload of money just to stay at this fucking place for 2 nights. I was like, fuck, maybe I need to buy some real estate out here and just fucking have weddings. Because good God, it was expensive.
Yeah. I mean, where we were, there was nothing really close to stay at. I mean, it was within driving distance, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely probably a good time to have, hotels or Airbnbs, especially Airbnbs, because that's kind of the trendy thing right now that people stay in more so than hotels. So yeah, you find some good real estate to definitely capitalize on the weddings that are going to be coming up in the next few years.
Dude, what do you think about the actual weddings though? Like, because it sounds to me like I mean, if they're spending $600 on a cake, it's not exactly like they didn't go elope at the fucking courthouse. What is your thought on people blowing tens of thousands, $100,000 on a wedding, starting their life off with fucking absolutely like the biggest party and the most expensive party that they'll ever pay for? What is your thought on the actual process, and or have we Americans just absolutely just gone over the top when it comes to the requirements at these events?
I mean, the wedding itself, right, was like super short, like 20 minutes, but then yeah, everything after is kind of the party. I I mean, whatever makes people happy. I'm not the biggest fan of spending all that money because, like you said, it's for one night. Sometimes, some of the stories of people getting super drunk, the bride and groom. I mean, they don't even remember the wedding half the time. So, I mean, or stuff's
Yeah.
getting super messed up. Like, I don't know. It's, I guess if you want to spend the money, but I guess it just depends. It depends what kind of person you are, if you need that special moment to, enjoy it. Or some people, yeah, you could just go to the courthouse or go to Las Vegas, do it real quick, right? And then go enjoy your party there.
Dude, my take on it is this. I think you got to go two different routes if you're gonna get married, unless you have buku bucks and it doesn't matter. But if you're in that lower middle class like the rest of us, you got two options in my book. Okay, and this is what I'm gonna tell my son: either we're having it in a field where we can invite everyone, where we don't have to turn the music off at fucking 9:30, and we can all have a great time until however long the party ends, or we're going to a destination wedding like a Vegas. I've seen weddings in Dominican, Costa Rica, Cancun. I mean, these things are absolutely like in some of the most beautiful places in the world, and it's so inexpensive because it's a third world country. So, at least for me going into the future, like I don't plan on getting married ever again, but if I was going to guide anyone, I would be like, either do it the poor person way of like have Joe Blow's barbecue cook and have your friend marry you and set up some lawn chairs and call it a fucking day. Or hop on a plane with your 20 best people or your 30 best family members and friends and go somewhere absolutely magical and go enjoy it, in some part of the world that's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, hey, either way, it's a good time. How was the food at your wedding? Because that's one thing I always enjoy is usually the food is top notch. It was some good food that we had. How was the food?
Dude, the food was amazing. It's like real Italian food. So it was just in abundance. It was just absolutely amazing. The only problem was they also served 8.5% double APA beers, which absolutely filled me up. So I ate garlic bread, a couple bites of pasta, and then it was time to drink. So I had a few beverages and the wine was good. So I mixed it all up. I think I tipped the bartender a couple $100 just because I mean, it was free, kinda. I mean, it was free to me. It was amazing. It was delicious, and it was a good time. How was your guys' food?
Yeah, no, yeah, food was great. That's always I said. The thing is, usually the food is usually always top notch. And one thing I always enjoy, I stuff my face, and with the alcohol too. Obviously, it's at a winery, and to see the winery pouring, usually you go to a winery, they're pouring little tasters, but man, they were filling up those glasses with their wine. So yeah, everyone was having a good time when it came to the drinking part of it.
Dude, that's yeah, the drinking part. So at my wedding, it was we elected not to have our hard alcohol, and we thought that was a great decision. And even at this wedding, there was like very minimal hard alcohol, and it was cool to. It seemed like everyone was kind of in control. I was hammered, but it seemed like everyone was in control. What's your take? Is it a band or a DJ?
There DJ here, and I think DJs are always good, because they kind of play part of not host, but making sure everything's going smooth, so and you want to definitely have an experienced one. I think this one seemed pretty experienced. He had us going through everything that needed to be done, at the reception, pretty good. So I think that can be important too. I haven't been to a wedding where DJ hasn't really been on point, but I mean, I'm sure if you didn't have one on point, that could be an issue. So obviously getting one that probably specializes in weddings is pretty good.
Dude, yeah, it's I don't know, pretty remarkable. Weddings, good God. Happy uh it's just a long process. Oh my gosh, especially if you're in one. But dude, I will say we're out in California, and I will give California hands down for as much negativity I talk about it. Your guys' wine is by far some of the best. I haven't had a good bottle of fucking wine in a long time until I went to California. It's dude, I see why the taxes are so high. It's because everyone's drinking fucking wine.
When you actually go to the winery, and it's hard to really find some bad wine at a winery. Obviously, they're open. They must be really good, because all these wineries have been around for a while. So, yeah, it's definitely hard to find um, some bad wine. I'm not real big into wine. I've been getting into it a little bit more over the past few years. I don't know what the special things you're supposed to do before, after. I just I pour
You're
it in the
not
glass, I drink
you're
it, it
not
tastes good.
twirling the
That's
glass,
Yeah, no.
smelling the tanions.
Hey, here's some crackers or whatever they give you in between your different tastings. Like, no, just give it to me. I don't care. It's whatever. It all blends
Dude,
together.
those fucking tasting crackers. Oh my gosh. You notice that it's like they're like bar nuts. You know what I mean? Like they're just salty, and they're just all they're trying to do is get you to drink more, and so that you'll buy more. And it just cracks me up. We were sitting there, and the lady pours us like some specialty bottle of brandy wine or something. She's like, "Oh, do you want some dark chocolate with it?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. Give me the booze. All right. Give me the hard stuff. I don't need the the layers coated of milk chocolate to coat my mouth before I suck down some halfway decent wine. It's just, dude, the whole experience thing. It's pretty remarkable.
It is. It's a good time. I've like I said, been going to these taste rooms more recently, so I still don't know all the proper etiquette, but I'm learning. It's a good time though.
It it absolutely, dude. It's let's see here. This stupid freaking this Zoom thing is driving me crazy. It there. I had to get rid of it on your screen. It we're recording our fucking podcast, and the stupid Zoom thing pops up with, "Oh, you got 9 minutes and 30 seconds left before the old Zoom cancels you," which just absolutely drives me crazy. So you're good now. What's up?
We might have to find someone, different host sites. So, if you guys know any other good host sites, maybe we'll switch over.
What dude, I don't know. Like, is Skype even a thing anymore, or did Zoom buy them?
Skype. Maybe we'll just have to FaceTime. We'll FaceTime and record. We'll do
Oh,
something like that. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna have to something. Fuck. This is stupid. Anyways, what we got? You wanna hit pause, or do you want to keep going for 8 minutes?
What we could just keep rolling through it. I mean, we'll roll with the punches. Whatever happens, it's like it's a game of mystery. We'll just go, and it might just cut us off and just be like, "Hey, that's it," and be like, "Hey, we tried."
I guess it's a fucking thing. What else? What else you want to talk about? We got weddings, we got wine, we got California. What else? What else we got?
Man, gee, what else you got going on? It's hot. I mean, obviously, we don't want to talk about the weather. Who cares about the weather? But it is hot. Summer is here in May. Like, it was 102 today, and I don't know about you, but fucking I love the heat. So I mean, walking, it does suck every time you got to get back in your car, but I don't know. My favorite time of the year is the summertime. The days are long. It's warm out. Tank top, shorts. You know, it's everyone's in I feel like a better mood. Usually because sun's out. I don't know. What's your take on just this this time of the year?
On the hot weather, it's at least for us out here in Georgia, like it's getting a little humid, so it's warming up a little bit, and the thunder clouds are coming in the evening times. It usually rains a little bit, and it just it makes everything kind of steamy. Dude, I love it. It's dude, this time of year is so yeah, the days are longer, but also like the golf is better. Like, it's not too hot
Oh
out here
yeah.
right now. Like, dude, I'm out in shorts and in a polo shirt and just fucking living life, dude. When it's December and it's 42 degrees out, I'm just cursing because I hate it. Like you can't do anything. Like the day sucks. Like it's cold. It's fucking raining and snowing and all this nasty shit. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm not a big fan of the 102, but I am a fan of the 85 and humid in my book. So for the weather update, I'm a big fan of it.
Man, I definitely need to go out there and check it out. I've never been to Georgia, so I mean, I've been to Hawaii where it has this kind of humid, hot and humid rain, but I think it'd be cool just to visit Georgia. A lot of
Dude,
history there, and just fucking experience this awesome, crazy weather you guys get over there.
dude, it like that was another topic. Every time I come to California, everyone I talk to, they're like, "Oh, how's the humidity?" And I'm like, "It's fine. Like it's not bad." They're like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've been here for 3 summers. Like, yeah, I'm fucking fine. It's not as hot as this. Like, this is
Yeah,
burning hot. I've got a fucking suntan. Um, Out here in Georgia, you just sweat a little bit more. It just cracks me up. Everyone's like, "Oh, I would love to move, but humidity." And I'm like, what you should be more concerned about is not the fucking humidity. You should be concerned about the tornadoes and the fucking hurricanes that hit. Okay, that's what'll fucking take you out. Dude, it just cracks me up.
man. Yeah, that's just to even kind of go back to that business stuff. So, if you were to get into the wedding business? What business would you start? I mean, what appeals to you of the different options you could do?
Well, I used to be a DJ. Okay, for my first entrepreneurial real paying gig was I was a DJ. And for weddings, I would tell anyone like because weddings are so there's two things when it comes to the music. The bride and groom want to hear what they want to listen to, and then there's the 12 wedding songs that you have to play. Dude, it would just be such an easy gig. And you could charge if you're a good DJ, you could charge $1,200. You could charge $1,500 for your service. And all you're gonna do, you're gonna get free drinks, you're gonna fucking party with the rest of the group, you're gonna eat for free, and your job is literally like it's not like you're grabbing records anymore. It's not like you're having to put the CD in the disc thing. It's all on your fucking laptop. Dude, it'd be so easy these days. I would say, like, business opportunity wise, either a DJ and or like everyone's got an iPhone these days, but I think a really good photographer who captures like really cool moments, I think that is completely invaluable. How about you? What do you
I
what do you
agree.
see?
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know anything about DJing, but yeah, like you're saying though, I mean, all the music's still there. You got the speakers. As long as you have a good personality to talk and kind of coordinate things, yeah, you can definitely capitalize. It's probably one of the more chill things. Not too many people are getting mad at the DJ. So versus if you're not doing your job as a photographer or the caterer, you probably get yelled at. But yeah, I think, and like you said, yeah, good photographer slash videographer to capturing those moments. I mean, it's if you know what you're doing there, um, not small investment, and you can be doing that if you know how to take pictures and stuff. But I think obviously being a caterer is probably the bigger money maker, but also obviously that's going to entail more hiring people, having the vehicles, transport all the food, do the whole setup. So it's definitely a lot more intense. But I think that's where you can probably have more of a reward because, like, you're feeding 100, 200, 300, 300 on some of these bigger weddings. You know, definitely capitalizing on it. That's probably where the real money comes in is probably the catering.
Probably. And the other opportunity I would say is like venues. Like if you got a cool like house or if you know of a place that just works well with a large group of people and like has a really cool background, like you could charge so much money and you don't even have to do anything. All you do is be like, I accept the check and the security deposit and make sure you have insurance and like that would be fucking it. I would be really into that too.
Yeah, and I mean these wineries obviously they're a winery, but they also capitalize on their large estate, and get to host weddings. I mean, there's a couple businesses, where it's like that, right? You have your main business, whatever you do, but if you do have that nice piece of land or property, you can capitalize on having a venue for weddings or parties. So it's definitely a good opportunity, to add in a little extra income if you have a nice piece of land.
Dude, it's I agree with you. It's one of those things that like when it comes down to it, like the wedding itself, oh my God, like I think if you're super organized and you have the ability to deal with people in crisis mode, dude, I think a wedding planner, like I've never been a part of one, but I've been in weddings where there was one or a team of them. Dude, those people are fucking like those people make bank. And all they do is show up day of the wedding and just start fucking barking out orders. They're like the hired bitch, the hired bad guy. They're just the hired Karen who just walks around and fucking tells people what to do. Cause how wedding parties are. They've been drinking all day, fucking not organized, not fucking, they're not in line yet. Their tie's all fucked up, shit like that. It just, I think a wedding planner would be fucking, if you're organized and you're kind of an asshole.
Oh, definitely. Because you know what, sometimes a lot of people, they're like being in this way, like you just, hey, I'm here, tell me what to do. That was my kind of vibe or mood, whatever you want to call it, because there's so much going on. It's like you do need that person to kind of orchestrate everything. And hey, you guys need to be here, you guys need to be there. We're doing pictures now. Now we're doing this. So yeah, when you do have, if it is a larger wedding, a lot of stuff going on, I can definitely see how having a wedding planner is essential. Just to make sure everything's running on time too, and not getting out of hand. Because then it can get, everyone starts getting irritated because they're just standing around, or it's hot, you're in a suit, and it just becomes a real, goes from good to bad really quick. Hey everyone, forgot to say it earlier. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share the podcast. We appreciate it. Just to grow this podcast as we do more. We just want to keep growing, and we'll start introducing guests on the podcast. Just doing more to provide value to those of you that are watching and listening, and we appreciate it. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, share, all those things. We appreciate it.
Lots of thumbs up, unless you don't fucking want a thumbs up. Okay, give us a shitty review. I'll gladly clap back at you. In my other YouTube channel, people would say like crazy negative shit, and I would just go on their profile and start making fun of them, which is not a good thing. YouTube does not like that. They will shadow ban your account. Dude, so you're thinking about guests, right? Like, what would be like, what type of guests do you think would bring the most value to our audience? And I know our audience isn't thousands and hundreds of thousands of people quite yet, but it just seems like, at least for me, the guests that I would want to talk to are just people who I think are interesting. So like I was at the fucking wedding, and I'm sure enough, I'm just talking to people like, dude, I met this chick who makes custom cookies, and she's like, yeah, I charge for 6 cookies is like $36. And I'm like, what? I go, 6 cookies? And she's like, yeah, like I could charge $100 for a dozen. And she showed me pictures of it, and it's just like fucking magic. And I was like, oh my God, like this could be $1 million business. Like this is ridiculous. Like if you could do this at like at scale, it'd be incredible. So dude, I think, at least for me, I just want to talk to interesting people.
Yeah, no, I'm right. I mean, that's someone that has that business idea, or doing a business that is kind of, yes, there's cookie businesses, but this is specific, right, to, custom cookies. So yeah, I mean, I think any business person, any entrepreneur, anyone that's doing just cool things, we'll get the regular people on there that are doing running the businesses that we all know about, whether it's painting, pressure washing, auto detailing. We can find all kinds of guests, but I think finding those people that have taken action to do a business or do something that is kind of not of the norm is really interesting, and a lot of people get excited and get ideas from that, because I shoot $6 a cookie, man. That's the most I've ever heard of.
Dude, it was crazy. I was like, oh my God, it's like cake pops at Starbucks. Like, holy shit, oh, yeah. You got a fucking market. So yeah, dude, I think Yeah, I agree with you. I think a lot of times, like, so many people are embarrassed to actually talk about what they're passionate about and what they're like, their business that they really, really, really want to be a part of or start. And it seems like, at least from my experience, and this weekend or this last week really highlighted that for me, because I went to that wedding and everyone's like, "Oh, well, what do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a, a real estate investor, and I've got a couple side business or a couple businesses that I do and operate." And they're like, "Wow, that is incredible. Like, that's so cool." And like beforehand, it was like, "Oh, I babysit inmates at the jail. Like, it's not that, you should like almost feel sorry for me." But like, it's funny. It's like when you do interesting shit, people like want to know about it. And they're like, "Well, wait a minute. Like, you charge people to fucking store their shit in your building and they just pay you every month?" And I'm like, "Yeah, pretty cool." They're like, how long does it take you to work?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like 5 hours a week or 5 hours a month." And they're like, what, why aren't we doing this?" And I'm like, I don't know. So I can, don't tell everyone. Like, fuck. It's so I think, dude, I think there's a lot of people out there in the world who just want an example of like their path, of like how to do it, a little framework, and then you just gotta pull the fucking trigger.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that right there, right? Of like, um, almost. I don't want to say setting your own schedule, but that freedom, right? Because so many people are that, hey, I gotta be at work at 9 to 5 or whatever their schedule is. Like, got to do that every day, where they don't have the opportunity of like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to start till 11 today. I can set my appointments when I want to set them. Make the schedule I want to make. I can only work 5 hours a week, 5 hours a month to do my business, and I'm going to make this income. And that freedom, or that idea of freedom, or doing what you want essentially, and how you want to do it is I think appealing, and a lot of people just don't think about it or think they can do it. Right? I mean, it's kind of like this foreign thought, like it's for other people. Other people do that. I don't do that. So it is definitely kind of cool to see when you do talk to people and tell them what you do, and like, oh, that's what you do. You get to go do that. So yeah, it's what I do.
it's it's
For 3 4
crazy.
hours a day.
It's absolutely crazy. Like, "Oh, when you go back to work," and I'm like, "I don't know. I'm working right now, I guess. I don't know. You want to buy some property? I don't know." Fuck. It just kind of cracks me up. As like the way our generation was taught, and like, "Hey, you got to go get a higher education. You got to go do, you got to go get a good, secure job." And as we're heading into a recession right now, all I can think is like, this is the time to gamble. Fuck it. Like, your 401k that you've been pumping money into, and you thought you were, $400,000 richer in 20 years. All of a sudden that shit dropped 40-50% like overnight. Fuck, let's go out and make some more money. You know what I mean? Like, take some action. Like, I understand the 9 to 5 guy is fucking out there struggling, to find more time, but there's more time in the day. Like, you could work 9 to 5 and have kids and have a wife and still work on something that makes you more money, whatever that is.
Well, that right there, I mean, that's the biggest thing is you can work on the weekends. You can work at night. People typically, the average person is like, oh, that's the weekends, my time to drink, to party, to go do these things. It's like, if you really want to go to that next step, you got to not be doing those things, right? I mean, because that's what everyone else is doing. To not be average, you got to take action, and not spend the weekends doing that. You need to spend the weekends working more, working on that side business, or get a second job just in general, just to make more money, which most people don't do. So,
Dude, so there's this like viral TikTok sound that's going around, and it's some dude talking about like, his saying is like, if you're poor and you want nice shit, just go get some old shit and make it nice. Just work really, like, no one knows how to fucking patch a roof until they do it. Like, no one knows how to fucking rebuild a house or fucking fix up something and make it fucking nice again. And I think a lot of times we miss that. We miss that fucking virality, in the sense of like, you just got to go do it. Like, if you don't know how to do something, just figure it out. Like, it's crazy. Like, I went and bid on a job earlier today, and they're like, "Oh, like, I just am not very handy. And I'm like, motherfucker, it's a drill bit, a drill, and a fucking in 5 minutes of YouTube. Like, or you pay me $80 an hour. Okay, yeah, I'll take your $80. Like, it just cracks me up, and it just, I don't know, that viral video that I keep seeing and everyone's fucking, redoing it. It just takes some old shit. But the thing about the video, it said like, hey, take some old shit and make it new, like make it better. Or if you want old shit and you like old shit and you're content with old shit, then keep doing what you're doing. But if you're gonna change, you gotta take some old shit and you gotta fucking make it new again.
Yeah, I mean that, or just learn a new skill. Like the amount of information that's on YouTube to learn how to do something is crazy, which most people didn't have, right? Even 10 years ago, there wasn't as much content on YouTube as there is today. I mean, everyone, whatever they do, they post how-to videos. So, I mean, if you can quote unquote be a little handy, you can learn how to do stuff. I mean, that's freaking. What have I think I've changed like my locks on my car before, or just like random stuff of like, hey, let me YouTube it. That's how you do it. Because no matter what you have, there is someone that has made a video. I don't care what what the car is. I mean, like there's videos on all kinds of random stuff. So yeah, just a little investment in some time on YouTube, and you can do a lot of things.
Well, and it doesn't even have to be YouTube. YouTube is a good example, but I disagree with your statement. I think the knowledge was out there 10 years ago. I think you just had to go. I think it's just so easy to obtain it now. Like the knowledge that I used to gain was just from going out and like talking to people. Like, putting the phone away and you just get out and you just fucking walk around. Find the person that you think is interesting or you think is, who you want to be like, and you just fucking talk to them. They'll talk to you. Shit, I talked to this real estate investor today for 40 minutes. I cold called her as a pretty much a secret shopper to kind of understand her business and get her pricing. And like 5 seconds through the call, she's like, what else do you need? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm actually an investor myself. Like, I'm trying to get into this market. Like, what do you think? And she rambled on for 40 minutes telling me all kinds of shit about stuff that I didn't know. And it was just remarkable. We're sharing information and sharing, contacts. And hey, if you ever need anything, give me a call when you're in town. I'd love to come look at the property together. And it's like, fuck, all you had to do is just take a little action and fucking get up off your ass and stop consuming. Start like, take the shit you're going to consume, fucking put it in your brain, and then go do it. Because you're going to have to go back to that content and be like, oh, I fucked something up. Like, I fucked up, steps 7 through 12. Like, I need to redo it. Like, I need to relearn it. And I think, you got to get those fucking mental reps. You got to get those physical reps. You got to get that muscle memory. I don't think muscle memory is a thing, but I think, repetition is a thing. But what are your thoughts?
No, I agree. And so even that, like, even if you do mess up, learn from your mistakes, right? I mean, sometimes messing up or failing is the best way to learn. So, I mean, yeah, you can go watch it again, or you can just be, oh, fuck, let me just make some tweaks here, see what I need to do, depending on what it is. And that's definitely under appreciated, I guess, is those failures, right? Everyone's so afraid to fail or make mistakes or whatever it is. It's like, but man, when you learn so much from those failures, from those setbacks, from those things, I think that's where you really gain the knowledge to, one, not make that mistake again, and then two, just boom, now you can pass that knowledge on to someone else and give them the value. Actually, on my coaching call today, that's what he was talking about. Sean Whalen, he at time he had all this money. He was a real estate investor. He filed for bankruptcy, went all this thing, and this guy hired him, to be his coach. And he's like, he couldn't figure out why. He's like, man, I'm broke, just filed for bankruptcy. Why are you hiring me? He's like, and the reason is like, hey, because you were up here, you went down here, and then you kind of came back a little bit. So you're going to have the most knowledge of all those mistakes, all these things, and sometimes we don't value, right? It's like, oh man, we failed at this, but we forget from those failures, we have a lot of knowledge of things, not what to do, So it was just kind of a cool reminder and a cool thing of like, hey, just because we think, maybe we failed at something, that doesn't mean we don't have knowledge that we can pass on to people and help them.
Dude, life experiences are very valuable. And you can, and like for me at least, like I learn from other people's mistakes, and you get that mental rep. I mean, you might not get that physical rep, but it's one of those things that like I've the first business I started, like legit real business I started, that I started making money at, I failed. Like the pandemic hit, and I didn't have the fucking resources to weather the storm, and I learned from it. I mean, but at the same time, I started my next business, and I had all this equipment where I could fucking like I learned from it, and it's something that I think people are get so wrapped up in their heads of like what other people think about themselves, instead of just going, I don't give a fuck what people think. And it's hard. It's very hard. But at the same time, it's like they really don't care that much. They care way more about themselves than they do you. They might just be reflecting, or they might be, making fun of, just to deflect what's going on in their life.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, yeah, especially, I mean, that's a whole topic on social media and posting and doing stuff, because really people don't care as much as you think they do, and if they do, it's for that split second, and boom, they're, like you said, they're back to caring about themselves and whatever they're doing. So when it comes to doing things, just freaking do it. Take that action and do it. Because people don't care as much as you think they do. And two, usually stuff isn't as bad as you think it is, right? We always like play like, oh my gosh, let me record this video 10 times. I look bad. And you probably really don't look bad, right? We're our harshest judgers. We're judging ourselves the most. So once we kind of get over that, I try and do, with anything, one take and just post it. Don't, because you sit there and start re-recording, then you'll be in this freaking rabbit hole of doing 20 takes on your damn 20-second video.
Dude, you can't be doing that. Good God, time is valuable. All right, time is money. Well, shit. If you're struggling, or if you need help with taking action, don't hesitate to reach out in the link below and schedule a coaching call with Nate and I. Either Nate or myself, or both of us, whatever you feel like. Schedule some time where to be able to, I don't know, maybe learn from our experiences, but also at the same time, maybe have a team of fucking people behind you who are going to encourage you with positive reinforcement, and remove the can'ts and the shouldn'ts out of your vocabulary, so you can take more action, so you can get the shit that you want to get out of your life. So with that being said, Nate, do you want to wrap it at that? We're at like 45 minutes. What do you think?
Definitely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Reach out, follow us on our social media, Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever. You can DM us there, maybe we can answer your question, or we'll give you whatever help we can. But I mean, that's it till next week. Take some action.
Take some fucking action. All right, appreciate it, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.